everyone's amazement, Geert Wilders has won the most seats in the Dutch national elections. This is how it was reported in the Telegraph. Anti-Islam firebrand Geert Wilders wins Dutch election. What interests me is why he isn't called the anti-EU firebrand, pro-Dutch firebrand. No, he's the anti-Islam firebrand. That puts him exactly on the wrong side of history, doesn't it? And I wondered if it might have something to do with this. Abu Dhabi wants to take over the Daily Telegraph. Well, what do you think? I'm Granny Opterix. All right, it's a bit difficult to know where to start with this. I'll get my coffee out of the way. It says here, hard-right political veteran 60 predicted to win most seats after campaign demanding a Nexit referendum. You see, there it is, the Nexit, the exit of the Netherlands from the EU, and 0 asylum seekers. Geert Wilders has won a convincing victory after one of the country's most close-fought campaigns for many years. I don't think it was close at all. It was surprisingly not close. Exit polls showed the leader of the Freedom Party, who has called for a ban on mosques, the Quran and Islamic schools, well ahead of his two rivals in what had been expected to be a knife-edge three-way race. So it wasn't the most close-fought campaign. It was expected to be the most close call of the lot. So he's got at least 28 seats as of the making of this video. We are sick of it. I think he means wokery, EU interference and immigration. And we are going to ensure that the Dutchman comes first again, the 60-year-old political veteran said, amid cheers from his surprised and overjoyed supporters. It says here, somewhere down here, there were audible gasps from the journalists in the room when it became obvious he was winning so many seats. But it shouldn't have been such a surprise. And I'm interrupting myself to remind you to click like. Also, in the description, there are links to my other platforms, including Twitter and Gab. Subscribe to one of those for notifications of new uploads and links to donation sites. There's also another link to my short video about the Christmas 2023 competition, which you might be interested in contributing to. Okay, back to Geert Wilders. The farmer citizen movement. Do excuse me if you're in Holland, the Burgerbeweging party, which started on a wave after the EU tried to stop farmers from owning cows and that sort of thing. So that was already there. It was sort of obvious that the Dutch were going to work against this sort of EU and leftist orthodoxy. So it says here, establishment parties will be wary of entering into coalition with a man who's called on the Netherlands to retract recent apologies for the slave trade. Oh, yes. End weapons shipments to Ukraine. I'm not too keen about that. Launch an exit referendum on leaving the EU and commit to 0 asylum seekers. I'm with him up to there, or as far as that. I think he's wrong there. But maybe when he's in government, he will be convinced, he'll see figures that might convince him otherwise. But it's sort of interesting because this is how the Telegraph reports it. Anti-Islam firebrand wins Dutch election. And this is how GB News does it. EU shockwaves, anti-EU leader wins the Dutch election. That comes ahead of everything else. And it just shows you how we can look at same thing in different ways. Anyway, as for Abu Dhabi, Culture Secretary Lucy Fraser looks set to intervene in the planned takeover of Telegraph Group by an Abu Dhabi-backed investment fund. I'm wondering why anyone in the Arab world want to take over the only British right-wing newspaper that's of any decent quality. I wonder. Well, Just asking. Okay, till next time. Why not treat yourself or a favoured relative or friend to these magnificent examples of merch? The mugs and t-shirts come in the Graniopteryx design or Grambo with a firearm or the more deadly knitting needles. Go to www.graniopteryx.com and whatever platform you're watching this on, please click like, subscribe and share.